Buongiorno everyone, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Here's some transfer targets. Eddie Howe has told Newcastle United's new owners that they need to focus on Premier League proven players to get us out the relegation scrap. Logical now, isn't it? We don't want to be bringing these players from foreign leagues and hoping that they can adapt quickly. We literally need players that can adapt immediately from minute go in the next game. Because the mess we're in, bottom of the league, and hopefully by January we're not bottom of the league. We're probably still going to be in the bottom three or definitely floating around it with being, 5 points off already at the end of November. We need players to come through the door straight away and have that immediate impact, and that obviously is why it makes sense to target these Premier League proven players. Eddie Howe is still currently locked in his hotel rooms with COVID isolation, so he's got plenty of time to draw up his shopping lists for January, and I'm sure he'll be sending them across and doing plenty of planning and prepping for what will be a huge transfer window in January. Now, every bloody agent in the world, believe it or not, even though the mess Newcastle are in, because they've got the money, they're still ploughing through the interest, knocking down Amanda Staveley's door, hammering her emails, hammering her Snapchats, wouldn't mind doing that actually, saying, look at my player wants to come to you, my player's available, he's available, and you better get used to that because that's the way it'll be. And other clubs as well, trying to offload players, they'll be trying to get them to come to Newcastle so they can get the most money for themselves, for the player, for the agent, for the club, for everything. But Eddie Howe wants Premier League players. And it's all about the here and now. We might be the richest club in the world. We can look ahead to the future and hopefully have a bright one. But right now, Eddie Howe realises, he said, it's all about the short-term fix. It's all about getting out of the mud. We need to just sign these players now until next summer. We just need players through the door just to make sure we stay in the division. And then we can look to build. And then in a couple of years' time, we can look at all their fancy foreign exports. But now it does make sense just getting in these homegrown Premier League players. Not even homegrown, just players that have played in the league for a while, know what they're doing, and can perform on a consistent basis, so we can start getting some wins. Newcastle's owners are looking to target players that are running out of contract, so in January we're going to be looking towards players that have only got 6 months left on their current deal. We're going to be looking at players that are at clubs who aren't getting games at the minute, who are stuck on the bench, who can't even make the bench. Potential loan signings there. It's not going to be this thing about splashing out and signing Erling Haaland straight away. It's really not. It's not what people are taking the piss out of and what you see on the internet. It's not going to be that at all. You're going to be underwhelmed if you think bloody Haaland and Mbappe are coming in this January, which nobody does, to be fair. It's just the media trying to portray that we do. It's been that long. I mean, we couldn't even afford a loan fee for Hamza Chowdhury, Leicester's reserve player, in the summer under Ashley and Bruce. Whoever we get now, if we spend a few million, we're going to be over the moon. So who isn't in the thumbnail is James Tarkowski, who has been massively linked. I think this will definitely happen. I'm hearing good things on this one, that Tarkowski will sign for Newcastle in January. He falls into the bracket of a Premier League proven player. He has played for England quite a few times, probably 3 or 4. He is in the remainder of his contract. His contract is up next summer, so Burnley will be looking to get a bit of money for him after James Tarkowski has told them he wants to leave, he wants a new challenge. Knee shit, I've been to Turf Moor, massive shithole. Entire Burnley is a huge shithole. If you're watching from Burnley, sorry not sorry, I hate Burnley. Tarkowski will come in January, telling you now. Great signing as well, quality centre back, something that Newcastle really need right now, as we've seen against Brentford. And we'll see until January. Jesse Lingard is one of the leading targets. He's the main man of the thumbnail. He's the main man that Eddie Howe thinks can really spark things to light for Newcastle going forward, which wouldn't even bother. We've seen on the weekend again, do we really need players going forward? Fraser looked good off the bench. Miggy's still to come back. We know Saint and Wilson. Joe Linton's looking better now. I don't think that Lingard will happen, to be honest with you. I think we might try. We definitely might try because his talks are broken down with Man United. He doesn't want to be there anymore. They can't come to a conclusion on that, so his future lies elsewhere. I think it's definitely going to be West Ham. I mean, the spell he had there last year, he stayed at Man United just so he could get selfies with Ronaldo. Do you know what I mean? I can't believe he stayed there. I thought he would have went. He should have went. Look at the table. I think he'll go in January. He'll leave Man United, but I don't think he'll beat Newcastle United. I just don't think that one's the right timing. I mean, I would definitely have him. I'd love him. We've got to focus on defenders though, and more like centre mids and maybe a backup striker for Wilson in case he gets injured. Like a winger, Lingard. It's not a necessity right now for me. We've got the money, you've got the time, can do it, then get it done. But I can't see it happening, to be honest. Like this bloke has been linked with Newcastle. Everybody transferring up for as long as I can remember. Divock Origi, Liverpool legend, off the bench, scored some huge goals in Liverpool's past in Champions Leagues and Merseyside derbies. Bit of a cult figure, scored some quality goals, scored some really tidy, silky finishes in there in his arsenal. And I would love him at the tune. I think when I said before about a backup striker at Wolves and even play them up front together, Origi would be quality. Origi would be a brilliant signing, someone we should try and get, someone I think we could get. I think a loan option could work there for both parties. It could work for Origi. He's been warming up the Kop bench for years now, not really getting a chance. Even when he does play in the Cups, he scores. You can't get past that Liverpool front three though, can you? Let's be honest. And then even Diego Jota, who they signed in the summer. So Klopp obviously doesn't trust him fully to start. Time to shine, Divock. Time to shine. Does decent for Belgium as well. Get him to tune. I think this could happen. I hope it does happen. All of these come down to where we are in January though. I don't think Origi would leave Liverpool to come to Newcastle. Probably on loan still, but to come to Newcastle for a thick relegation battle. If we were where we were now in January, 5 points off, he'd probably look at that and think, fuck, can't be arsed for that. But if we're 17th or we're floating there or we're contention, I think he'd come. I think he'd play under Howe. I think he'd play at St James's Park. I think he'd thrive on it. He'd want to be a main man, a bit more of a key, important player of the team, unlike when he's at Liverpool. So it's a possibility. I hope it happens. Another one where I could repeat what I've just said there about where it depends on where we are in the league. You could say it for Lingard as well, to be fair. You could say it for bloody everyone. Actually, Tarkowski couldn't give a fuck, could he? He'll come regardless. He'll take the championship for a year. No bother. So will a lot of other players. Or players might want relegation clause in the contract, so if we go down, they can leave. I think they'll come anyway, some of them. Some of them won't. Will Zinchenko from Man City, the young Ukrainian left-back. So this obviously potters on how much does Eddie Howe rate and can he develop Jamal Lewis, who the previous regime spent £15 million on, highly sought after Northern Ireland youngster. Can I quite get in at Newcastle? Time will tell on this one, but Zinchenko is apparently up for grabs. He wants more playing time. Pep sees him surplus to requirements now. After he had a bit of a storm roll a year or two ago, playing quite a bit. Not anymore. Out with the fancy. He wants a move. Again, it's a big drop leg come from challenging at the other end of the league to fight a relegation battle, like Origi would be doing at Liverpool, like Zinchenko would do at City. Polar opposites. But if you want game time, you want potential. I mean, these players like Origi and Zinchenko could come. Newcastle stay in the league. We're signing them permanently. They could be here for the next 3, 4, 5 years. And watch us rise, watch us build up, watch us become the next Man City. So I don't know, I think Zinchenko could be a possibility on a loan deal at first. Like I say, if he wants to stay in the Premier League, and he's probably got other suitors as well, maybe. But I think that could happen. It's just a shame we're in such a mess at the minute, right at the bottom of the table. But I think that we could make Zinchenko happen. I'd like to see him come here. But I'd like to see Jamal Lewis just do better and just improve and be on the team sheet, to be fair. So we'll see how that plays out. But it could be a position that we definitely do need to strengthen. Defence is where we need to strengthen. Let's be honest, talk about Lingard and these strikers and attackers. We need 2 centre-backs. We need probably right or left-back, depending on how we get on over the next month or so. Probably a centre-mid, a backup striker. So there's plenty to do for Howe and the new owners in January. Those are just a few names that have been heavily linked over the last 24 hours that could be making their way to St James's Park. Let me know what you think of the names that have been mentioned. Would you have them? Would you not? Who should we get instead? There'll be plenty more transfer videos coming up as things develop and push towards January. That's your lot for today. Cheers for watching. Subscribe to Magpie Channel TV and enjoy yourself.